It was a beautiful day, and as I got there, it was amazing. I saw some outstanding citizens from Albuquerque, and they're protesting peacefully. They had their banners, they had their poster cards and everything, and the most common thing was, like stop the hate.
This is the Dump the Trump rally. Make some noise if you don't want Donald Trump to be president. That's what I'm talking about. We're here to represent Albuquerque, to represent New Mexico, to represent the fact that our Mexicano people are not murderers. We are not drug dealers. We are not rapists. We are grandparents and curanderas. We are mathematicians and scientists. We are people of substance, people that work hard.
I just felt so much like warmth and love. There was dancing, and we just jumped in, and a whole group of people, didn't matter what color they were, just started dancing right there in the street.
The notion of us being ready to commit violence, no. It was a very peaceful community.
I came there to stand with everybody, because that's my duty. It's my duty as a human, existing with everybody else, coexisting with everybody else.
I don't have hate against the folks that are going in there. Let them go in. Let them go in and hear for themselves what he represents. And for us here today, we may be angry about the hate, and we may be angry about the rhetoric that he says, but we are not angry about those people, because those people are us. They're New Mexicans. They're part of us. They're part of our family.
Immigrants, African Americans, Muslims, Caucasians, men and women and children that are in the lower stratification of the socio-economic class system. They're all marching together. To me, it was like the march of the oppressed. But they were walking strong. They were walking with pride and honor and dignity. They were marching for humanity.
For here we stand in this moment, and we shall no longer shed sorrowful tears. For here we stand in this moment, and we shall no longer feel any more fear. Here in this moment, against all odds, against Trump, against racism, against oppression.
All the while, law enforcement, it seemed like law enforcement was just taking positions that were intimidating positions, that were strong positions, were positions that subliminally would agitate the protesters.
We had about 30 peacekeepers. We wanted to make sure that if we were going to invite folks to this event, that we were going to be able to keep folks as safe as possible.
The frustrations that people were feeling were being met by this front of police, armed police, mounted on horses.
The setup was really conducive to confrontations. Making a lot of folks walk through the protests to get into the convention center was a recipe for disaster from the very get-go, because of just the escalating temperament of the crowd on both sides.
Clear this area. If you do not want to risk arrest, they're going to open the gate for us to take the street again. We're not telling folks to not get arrested. If you get arrested, it's your prerogative. But right now, we need to get people off of the sidewalk.
The city of Albuquerque is under consent decree with the Department of Justice because of our history of excessive use of force by the police department against our community. When there is an event like the Trump rally and our communities want to come out and speak up and protest that kind of hate and rhetoric and bigotry, adding police that are in riot gear only makes for increased violence and agitation, and may trigger many people. People are rightfully angry in our city.
I think a lot of the folks there were there because they're responding to months and months of being the targets and the scapegoats.
It just was really insulting to me for to have somebody like Trump come and say all of these things that just break down the hard work that people did to try to build community and relationship and live in relationship with each other in this state.
We heard in the news that these protesters were just out looking for trouble. Well, on the contrary, something was motivating them to go downtown. They're tired, they're sick and tired of having to live under these conditions of poverty, of discrimination, of oppression, of seeing their families devastated.
And when it's hurtful like that, deep to that person's soul, everybody's soul, and that's connecting and developing, it's anger, and it fevers, and it boils, and that's what happened.
No hate in our state! 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 No hate!
This is a peaceful demonstration, guys. We are okay right here. Please keep it peaceful. Everybody keep it peaceful. APD protesters, it's a peaceful demonstration, guys.
As the peacekeepers, as folks who truly, really care about this community, about Albuquerque, about New Mexico, we stood in the middle of that. You know, because we understood what was at stake, what is at stake. Why were these major news networks here for our little protest? Right? Because they were looking for those visuals of brown people clashing with this institutional machine that has become the Donald Trump campaign.
What do our elected officials, what does the news media expect us to do? You know, a lot of the reporters who were covering the demonstration were only here to New Mexico for a very short time. It's just lazy reporting. People in general need to do their homework.
We look at our young people and we just see such hope. We see such a beautiful future for our state, and they're not deserving of being scapegoated or criminalized or considered thugs.
People can label us as criminals and thugs and rioters or deviants, social deviants and everything, all that they want. But between us all, we're fighting for our lives and our place here.